Yeah, dude, I'm playing Tekken in the UK. Look at this. This is wild. All right.
Alright, cool. Alright, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy King J. Got a new series that's coming up called Teach Me. Obviously, I got my boy Joey Fury from America on, and he will be teaching me Marduk, Paul, as you say in America, Paul Phoenix, and you know, Paul. Yeah, Shola gets on to me all the time, so I'm like, I have to say it that way. And then with Jack, so
It's Pool Phoenix.
Pool. So what we're going to do in this series is basically we'll talk about character type, key moves, throw setups, good combos, and secrets and tips. It's not going to be a long one. It's just basically going to be able to just help the players. I would say this is for intermediate and advanced players. So, yeah. Talk to me about Marduk, man. What would you classify Marduk as a character type?
When I think of Marduk, like, think of a big bully. He's a bully type. So, essentially, the premise of the character is that he makes you pass a whole bunch of tests before he even really has to play Tekken.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing, obviously, is the tackle. You just get to test the opponent. If they can't break the tackle, then the amount of Tekken that he has to play goes way down.
Yeah.
And I think like the same thing with his throw game, like forward 1+2. The staple. I'm probably gonna drop this because of lag. Yeah. But
Yeah.
it does over 70 damage.
So, like, it would be like into this, into this, and then bam, right? That's the one.
Yeah.
Into the sweep.
Full crouch down forward 4.
Yeah. Okay.
So he has a lot of things like this where he just gets to sort of assert his will in the match. On the flip side, his defensive tools, they're quite slow, so he can get rushed down really hard. So we'll talk a bit about what he has to do on defense to like weather pressure, because it's a bit unique in my opinion, the way he has to slow the opponent down.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I consider him an offensive character, definitely. But the thing about him that makes him different, as opposed to an offensive character like, say, Kazumi, who just has such good pokes and is controlling the pace all the time. If Marduk gets a move blocked,
Yeah.
he gives up his turn, and you have to be willing to accept that as a Marduk player. You know, if you throw an attack, I'm -9 right here.
Yeah.
If I hit you with a down 4, I lose my turn, -5.
Yeah.
Down back 2, I'm -8. So going for like these offensive tools, I'm giving up my turn. But the way he gets all of this momentum, the way he becomes such a bully, is when he scores the hit.
No.
So if I hit you with back 3, I'm +8. If you block it, it's 0. Just hitting you gets me so much momentum. Hitting you with back 2 gets me +2.
Yeah.
+7 off 1 down 2. So he's offensive when he hits you, and then if he gets blocked, he's got to chill out a little bit. But he's definitely an offensive character.
So would you say that he's a momentum-based character then, just judging by the
absolutely.
frames?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
The momentum stacks like as he hits you.
Yeah. So let's go through his key moves then. What would you say are his key moves to break down the opponent?
So yeah, I think of Marduk in a very simple way, like limited group of tools that are very strong, and I just think of them as changing based on the range that I'm at. So at range 0, the really important tools are going to be like single jab, and then using that to set up his other jab strings. So jab, 1 down 2,
Yeah.
1 2, particularly with the VTS cancels, 1 2 3 +4 3 +4.
Damn, you cancelled that for us.
So I think this is really good. Just the mind game it plays, like even if it gets blocked,
Yeah.
the opponent still like is seeing this VTS transition. They don't know if you're just gonna go like this, or if you're just gonna do 1 2.
Yeah.
So, and it's also very good on hit.
Alright,
So yeah, up close, I think his jab strings are super important, particularly because he has this super unique 1 down 2.
Yeah.
Like the high with mid insurance, that's +7 on hit. There's like nothing like this. This is a really unique tool. It's totally essential up close.
Yeah.
And then also when he's in really close, the tracking on his lows becomes fantastic. So down 3 and down 4 in close are very, very strong.
Yeah.
Of course, when you're at range 0, all of his throws he's in range for. So you can do those however much you want. Corsica forward 2+4, Corsica forward 1+3. We can talk more about those later when we talk about throw setups.
Yeah.
And then back 4 up close, the tracking is amazing. So you just want to be using these like fast tools in close that when they hit, they do a lot of damage and get them a lot of plus frames.
Yeah.
And then I guess I wanted to talk about this more when he's on defense, but I'll just talk about it now. Using Marduk's crouch jab is actually really important.
That's strange that you say that, because I've never really thought of, even when I play Marduk, I never really think of using his crouch jab like that.
So this may fit more like on the defensive side of things, but there are a lot of characters in this game with counter hitting highs that are like super devastating, like high damage magic 4s, jab strings like Leroy 1/1/1+2. So Marduk, he doesn't have like the ability of another character to do like a fast while standing to go under these highs. So he really relies on like these high crush attacks, like down 4, and down 1+2 is not a true high crush, but it has good evasion, and things like this. But they're all punishable. So the thing is, to just add like variety to the way he's dealing with these high retaliations, I think the crouch jab is super important. Say they're throwing out like just jabs, tons of jabs, and they're trying to get you to do like down 4. This is like something Ulsan will do, like jab, 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 magic 4, magic 4, magic 4, and he's just trying to get you to rely on stuff like this so he can block it and launch it, or to do like block punishable high crushes. So just being able to mix this in, it can be so frustrating. Like if you're dealing with highs with this and this and this, and they don't know like which one's coming, it just adds a lot more like layers to your offense and your defense. So I think crouch jab is really important with him, just because of how shit his while standing moves are.
So right after that, do you reckon there's any other key moves? Like back in Tag 2, this used to do a lot of damage on rage and stuff, but it doesn't seem like there's much use for this move.
Right. So I think the replacement to that is down forward 3, 1, down 2. Because it's got the range buff in season 3. The frames are pretty much identical. But this has like all the variations you can use. The down forward 3 strings up close. Really important. Really important. I mean, I was talking about how like if things get blocked, he loses momentum. But with down forward 3-1, he's actually +2 right here. So you can throw this out to get some momentum and then start the conditioning, because some people will start trying to duck the second hit. So if they start trying to duck, you can do this. And if they don't do like an 11 frame while standing, they're going to get hit by the 3rd hit. And then also you can just be mixing in this, like raw down forward 3, down forward 1. And then that has a mind game off of it now. There's like so many cheesy mind games you can play, and doing these down forward 3 strings up close. And then, I was talking about 1, 2, 3+4, 3+4. You can do that off of down forward 3. I love at range 0 and like a little bit further out all the down forward 3 variations. They're key moves to me for sure.
And what about like stuff like down 1? Obviously that's 0.
That one's kind of weird. I like doing this move sometimes, but I don't really know why, or like what makes it better than going for like just something like this, or even like an up forward 3, where if I get the counter hit, it's gonna be
big
like
damage.
A total blow up. I'll take half their life.
And what about down back 4 as well? Because this move seems to be pretty good against like if you do like a combo and then you'll go close to them and you don't favor this move?
I am a fan of it, but I don't use it as much as I should. Some people who are very sharp, you'll see them start blocking it on reaction. I do think it's a fantastic move. You'll encounter some players that are just very good against Marduk, and they're just kind of always moving right, and they're like forcing this to whiff. And you do have to be right on top of them to get it to work, but like I
So you
find
could
when I'm playing really top players, they're just always kind of
Side-
just circling around, and I can't quite get it to hit.
see, you
But
taught me
people who
something
are
new.
leaving themselves vulnerable, then it's amazing. It's a fantastic move.
You taught me something new, man. I didn't know it could just sidestep it like that easily.
Yeah. There's no tracking on it. The time that I like to use it the most is when I'm getting cornered. If I'm getting put up against the wall
Like this.
and they get a little careless. If I'm squared up, this is gonna be guaranteed up back 1+2.
Yeah.
And if they stand up, then you get a guaranteed while standing 3 after. It's really good when your back's against the wall if you can set it up right.
Yeah.
So I'd say it really depends on the player that you're fighting. Some people will just neutralize it, and then some people, they'll leave themselves open, and then it becomes like an amazing low.
Okay, cool. All right, well, in terms of that, that's pretty good for the key moves. Obviously,
Sure.
down forward 1 being the launcher and stuff like that. Everyone kind of knows those things already.
Yeah. That's
So-
like when we got more to this range, his whiff punishment is absurd.
Yeah, like his down forward 1 is really good.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's definitely catches people come running in and stuff like that. But let's move more into the throw setups, because I know obviously Marduk is a grappler type, and I know the throw setups are gonna be very good with this guy because he's just so good. His throw setups are so good. So explain it to me.
Crazy. Season 3 Marduk is crazy.
Yeah, so run it through, man. Let me know what the throw setups are. Other than 4 for 1+2, I think everyone knows that ones. But like,
Okay, yeah. So
actually, no,
Like,
bring it in. If you want to do 4 1+2 ones, yeah. 4
sure, well, we'll talk about it a little bit just because they actually buffed the move in Season 3.
Yeah.
Like, if you tried to do, like, a deep dash, forward 1+2,
Yeah.
prior to Season 3, you would just get this.
Right.
But now he can, like, run across the screen and
Right.
come at you with it. It's really good to just do it, like, all the time. Just constantly be checking them with it because it's just so stressful for the opponent to have to break it all day because the damage is so high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like running forward 1+2 all day.
So you can buffer it up like. I
Yeah,
get
you
you.
can
I
buffer
get you.
from like far away now.
That
Like
is-
big deep dash forward 1+2. So that's good. But with his other throws, so once you really condition them like, oh, I have to break 1+2 all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty close range to get his other throws off. So in like trying to set them up, I'll maybe like try to hit them with like a down forward 3-1. That usually puts him like right in range for a throw setup.
Yeah.
So for instance, like down forward 3-1 into his giant swing.
Oh.
So that does 50 damage and it gives him like a fantastic Oki situation. Like down 3 is very hard to avoid right there.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure what you have to do. I think you have to stand straight up and duck to avoid down 3.
Nah, I could even do it though. Let me try it one more time. Nah. See, if I try to stand straight up, that happens.
Yeah, maybe try holding back.
Back. Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you gotta hold back to get out of it, but then he's got back traps.
Oh, this is why I told you about the throw setups.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. So down 3 versus down forward 3, down forward 1 after that throw is pretty sick. And once they get afraid of something like that, then maybe they'll stay down, and then of course you have ground throws available to you.
Right.
Yeah, the Oki off of that throw is really like sadistic.
Yeah. So you would say like down 3-1 into one of the command grabs is a good kind of way to get in and get a command grab.
I think it's best like if I kind of get you to block this from far away, you could probably backdash out of it. Maybe not Marduk, but if you can hit down forward 3-1, you're gonna be right in their face.
Oh,
And
okay.
they can't get away from that. Like they got to break a grab right there.
Okay.
Of course, down forward 3-1 could be a bit risky against like high level players. They might duck it and launch you, but of course you got all these other options to condition them with.
Yeah.
So, other than that, like I think after hitting back 4 is also a good time. I like to go for these throw setups.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna be like. I find that usually after I hit them with back 4, it's kind of jarring. Like they're not gonna try to like sidewalk or move. They just usually block.
Yeah.
So it's like a really good time to go for one of these throw setups. So that's the input is like giant swing, forward, half circle forward 1.
Yeah.
He's got, of course, you can, you know, just go for forward 1 plus 2 right after in these situations. And then he's got the quarter circle forward 2 plus 4 and quarter circle forward 1 plus 3.
Yeah.
You can go for those as well. If you hit 1 plus 2, you'll transition into mount. And then there's, I think a lot of Marduk players know about this, but I'll just talk about it.
Yeah.
Quarter circle forward 2 plus 4.
Yeah.
There's a 50-50 right here if you don't transition. Either they get up and you can launch them in the back with down forward 1.
Yep.
Or they stay down and then you go for the ground throw 50-50.
Crazy.
Yeah, hold on. Wait, am I thinking about this wrong? Are you supposed to be doing this off of this one?
Yeah, you could do down forward 1. Down forward 1 there. Yeah, yep. You could do that for 1.
Oh, right. Okay, so I think after this, going for the ground throws is not great because it just puts you back
like
in
that.
mount. Yeah, I made a mistake.
Oh, do you want me to stay down?
Yeah, hold on, stay down. Okay, yeah. So after quarter circle forward 2 plus 4, you don't want to be going for the ground throws because it's just stupid. Because you could have just gone into mount by hitting 1 plus 2 to begin with.
Yeah.
It's after this one that there's the 50-50. You either down forward 1 them in the back or do the ground throws.
But with the one that you just did there, the power slam. Do the power slam one again.
This one?
No, that's not that one. The other one.
That's a suplex.
Yeah. So obviously, when you do that one, you lose damage from going into mount as well, right?
Right. I think if you do quarter circle forward 2 plus 4, you should just go into mount.
Yeah.
It's better. The reason I mix that up is because the situation is like that if you do this.
Into stance.
This is the one where you can you can launch them. Oh shit. I don't have my my button bind, so I'm getting confused.
That's cool.
Yeah, so this, you can launch them in the back or do the ground throws. It's a 50-50.
Right.
That's VTS 2 plus 4.
Right. And, you know, in terms of, like, alright, so that's pretty much throws done. But you see, like, how you was in Valtudo and you done the throws. Would you recommend doing throws in Valtudo stance or not really?
It's really good. It's really powerful. Particularly on Forgotten Realm, both of his VTS throws will break the floor on that stage.
Yeah.
So they become, like, really nasty on Forgotten Realm. Those will both just floor break, and you can get, like, a small combo to make them both do over 60 damage.
Okay, that's nice.
But yeah, so I think if you're gonna do like the VTS throws, you need to have setups for them, just because it's a bit awkward to just sort of like be running around in neutral and like get in their face and then just do it. Like you can do it if they're like being really passive, but it's better to have some sort of setup. For instance, like let's say after a wall splat.
Okay. Oh, sorry, go. Oh, and then yeah.
And then so like if you tech roll.
Yeah. Oh, and then
into do down forward 3 plus 4, and it will track the tech roll so that you stay in their face, and then you can go for like the throw mix up from there. And then you can also tackle them while they're tech rolling. So it's basically, you have 3 options. You can do the VTS 2 plus 4, VTS 1 plus 3, or you can just tackle. And the interesting thing after the flip over on down back 2, if you tech roll and I do down forward 3 plus 4 right into the tackle, you don't have time to do anything. You have to break it.
Yeah. There's also another trick as well. Like if you do Valtudo, you can just press 1, or you could do Valtudo and press 2, like that. So like,
right, if you keep holding it down.
Yeah, if you keep holding it down, you can do that, and you can do this as well.
So like I have a bind for 3 plus 4.
So do I.
Yeah. I'll hit my bind and I'll hold it down.
Yeah.
And then while you're holding it, if you hit 1, you'll get the 1 plus 3 throw. If you hit 2, you'll get the 2 plus 4 throw. Yeah. So it's like a nice way to just do it really fast.
So I'll usually do that. I do.
Yeah, that's
trick
good.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's the throw setups done. In terms of good combos, what is your kind of like go-to combo on a stage? Let me restart this one. What is your like go-to combo? Because you know, like I remember playing you in Evo Japan, and you had some different type of combos for me, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
I'm probably gonna drop like all of them, but Yeah, so if I know I'm not gonna get a wall, I'll usually opt to just do something like this. You know, it's the basic staple.
And then throw.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
But,
just for the people that are asking, we are doing this for Parsec. This is how we're doing it.
Yeah. So
it's online training. Yeah. So there's gonna be latency, but you know, it's something new that I wanted to try, and you know, I think it's great to kind of teach all players how to use characters. So that's the reason why we're doing it.
So something that's really important, like you know, what people do for Marduk's wall carry is they usually just do something like this.
Right. Yeah. And then 4, 4, 3,
You know
2.
the drill.
Yeah.
But so what's can you reset?
Okay.
So
Do you want me to reset? Do you want me to reset from the start?
Oh, no.
Oh.
From yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
What's really important with Marduk that I see a lot of people neglecting is you need to have the stage awareness to know when the wall is to his side. So for instance, if I'm on P2 and the wall is to my right, then I have the option of doing 2+4 in my combos to slam them into the wall, which will do 25 damage unscaled.
Okay.
So I'm always looking for the opportunity to do that. Like for instance, let's see if I can.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So yeah, I have a bind for 2+4 also. Can you go back to the start?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking like for situations where there's going to be a sidewall splat.
Okay.
And if there's a sidewall, 2+4.
You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Oh no.
Yeah, no.
All right. Let me move to move this way, and then do it. Yeah.
That's probably gonna go head on. But yeah, you know what I mean. Like in those situations, because his extended wall carry is always sort of like drifting.
Yeah.
To the side, you need to like look for those situations where you get the sidewall splat and finish with 2+4. Because yeah, it'll just whip them into the wall for 25. And then if I'm on P1, I'm still looking for the wall to be to my right, so I can end the combos with 2+4.
Yeah.
That's like important for his combo game because the Oki after it is good and it just does a lot of damage.
In terms of like wallless stages, what type of combos would you go for?
On a wallless stage, I'm gonna do one of two things. I'm either just gonna go for max damage with forward 4-2. Which there's no way in hell I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're not gonna get it. It says
forward 4-2.
Into that. Back
Yeah.
to, I'm at 2. Yeah. Alright, hold on 1 second. Let me try it one more time. Ooh.
Yeah, perfect. And then into 4-4 1+2. That'll do 67.
You do 4 forward 1+2.
Yeah, 67 damage, and then the Oki is decent after that.
Okay, cool.
So I'm looking for max damage like that on the open stage. But the other thing I might do is just the generic wall carry. And then just run at them. Okay. And if they stay down, I can step on them. And then that totals like, I think 69 damage.
Yeah.
And if they tech roll, I'm just going to run at them and end up tackling them. So it's a really good tackle setup. To just, you know, do the wall carry, finish with this, and then just run at them.
Yeah.
There are ways for them to actually launch punish the tackle attempt, but I've never seen
anyone do it. Yeah.
But be careful because you might find someone that will. But it's just a really good setup. So just knock them far away and then run at them.
Okay, cool. And then last but not least, secrets and tips. Is there any secrets or tips that happen with Marduk? Like, or Marduk playing any different types of characters?
Marduk playing different types of characters.
So, like, you know, like Yoshimitsu, if he does, I can't remember, I think Yoshimitsu and Brian have something.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, or does, like, he have anything, like secret that no one knows about with Marduk, you know?
Well, the thing that's interesting about him is there's, as you go across the cast and there's all these different matchups, you find things that he can exploit. So maybe like a good example, like say you're fighting Steve Fox.
Yeah.
Down 1+2 becomes like really powerful against Steve because it goes under his jabs like really effectively.
Yeah.
I think there's actually frames in which it will go under back one.
Yeah.
And the thing I've noticed, like I throw this out against all these Steve players, and they don't know how to punish it properly. They all try to do 1-1-2, and a lot of the time it doesn't reach. So I'm basically just like spamming this against them until they figure out what the hell to do. And I'm going under their jabs. I'm going under their back one. You want to be like aware of things like that. Also, say like you want to know what characters' options are for launching down 4. So say I'm playing an Elisa player or a Kazumi. I'm gonna be really liberal with down 4 because the only way to launch it is for them to duck into hop kick, which is kind of demanding, and if they're not ready for it, they're not ready for it. And so this basically becomes like a super powerful tool. They can't like launch my down 4 because they're not prepared.
Nice.
So I'm always looking for things like that in different matchups with Marduk. I mean, it's not really like secret tech, but the character, he has tools that can be like exploited based on the matchup. So it's like something to think about in the way you approach the character.
Yeah. I think the mindset is even with the mindset is of like just doing the down 4 just because it's harder for them to punish.
Right.
Is good thing anyways, you know, because like I wouldn't really going into a match. Those ain't really the type of things I'm looking for. But even hearing you say that, which is why it's a good thing that, you know, I've got you onto this, because it's like even hearing that myself is like, wow, that's actually, it's common sense, but it's not really like, there's so much things to think about in Tekken. You know, so like even hearing that, like Kazumi, Alyssa, and there's probably other characters that will probably struggle, you know, dealing with the down 4. You know?
Oh, dude, when you really feel it, if you play the Marduk mirror, dude, you gotta let this shit rip all day, dude. He can't do anything about his own down 4. he gets while standing 4 blocks. Like, I was playing my buddy OFDP in a Marduk mirror, and the rule was like, you hit me with down 4, I'll hit you with down 4. It's not low parryable, so yeah, you got to look for those things like in the matchups where down 4 maybe becomes more powerful than usual. Down 3 and down 4 working together are very important for this character. Just, you know, conditioning them to a point where they want to duck, and then your down 3s become way safer because they're not trying to low parry you.
And what about his last but not least, what about his parry before we go into the next character? What do you think about his parry?
So important, essential tool.
Do you think do you reckon that they need to make the frames more bigger? Because I feel like his parry is not that. It's good, but it's like the parry window's not that great.
Yeah, it's very unique. The startup is super fast. I believe it starts on frame 3, just like Leroy's. But it expires, I think, on frame 9. I think it has 6 active frames, so that's very small.
Yeah.
You have to sometimes time it in an interesting way. You have to wait a little bit after your setup. But like I was saying, like how his defensive tools can be quite bad when he's getting rushed down up close. I was saying like how using all of his different high crush options is really important. So like down forward, down 1+2, not a true high crush, but still really good. And the crouch jab. But also if they're starting to attack you with like a rhythm, then that's when the reversal becomes so important. You like demand of your opponent that you can't just attack me with like a constant rhythm. You have to break it up and have gaps, and then once there are those gaps there, then you have more opportunities to retaliate and attack rather than just being locked down all the time. So for instance, like, you know, if Kazumi's trying to run the flowchart on you, they're just like jab 1-1
down forward,
or jab down forward 1. You don't have to stand for that. Like, you can send a message like, okay, you can't just run like this super basic flowchart. I'm gonna reversal you if you just try to like jab down forward 1 or jab.
Correct.
Usually what I see Kazumi players start doing is they'll do like jab and then start sidewalking, and then it's like, okay, I have opportunities to attack now.
Yeah. Now it makes sense. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for the Marduk Teach Me episode. I appreciate it. Which one?
His character. It's so interesting.
So do I. But you know, I need to start playing him. I haven't played him in tournament once yet, but people ask me to. I'm gonna play him.
He's hella good, dude.
Yeah, I've been seeing like so many comebacks, and yeah, I really like this character, man. Really like this character. All right, cool. Thank you.